Hi, everybody. Welcome to What You Need to Know. After a day off, we are back with What You Need to Know headlines. And J. Anthony Brown is back in his place with his sunshiny face. Hey, Jay.
Oh, look at that. We have on basically the same colors
I
today.
know. And
Who
no
sent out the
email
memo?
sent.
Who
Who
sent it
did
out?
send?
I
Who?
don't
Oh, you
know.
did? Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
get that.
orange. Is it orange or orange?
Yeah, it's mine is more of a coral, but yes. I like that we are right there
Yeah, yeah.
color-wise,
And
don't we?
that has never happened to us before.
Isn't that the truth? Jay, before we get started, I must apologize to you and to the others regarding yesterday's headlines, yesterday's newsletter, as well as today, the audio portion. A
Yeah,
lot of folks woke up Monday and
yeah.
did not find a newsletter to their liking, and
No,
this
I
was an
like it one
attempt.
bit.
Well, this was an attempt to give our very hardworking staff time to spend with their families in observance of Memorial Day. And so that we had some of our favorite articles that appeared in the newsletter on Monday
Well,
to
then,
dismay.
in the future, just let us know that for the next 2 days, we're just gonna have to. Your ass gonna have to read. Okay, just do that. Yeah, because I'm
Well,
telling.
here's the other part. For folks who like to just listen to the five things you need to know, the audio portion was not available for you today, and so we apologize
That's
for that.
okay. We worked it out. We worked it out. It was good. I read them. I read
Oh,
them. Good
or did you
stories.
just have somebody read them
No,
to
I
you?
read them myself. And
Okay,
in fact, I started this morning and I just finished reading. How about that? I just finished.
just
Just
and for you to drive and to be able to read like that,
well,
that's
I pulled over. I ain't stupid.
okay, if you say so. But and Jay is pulled over, so we will he'll be in and out. I'm thinking for the remainder of the afternoon. So we thank you for that. But that is our apology, and just a just an attempt on our executive producer's part to give us some time off.
I
And
understand.
but
I understand.
it was written that at
It
the top
was. It was.
if
Yeah.
you didn't see that, but it
It
was
was
there.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: was I the only one that complained?
No.
Okay, good. That's good.
Would you be surprised if you were?
Not at all. All right. It still
But
was. There were very interesting stories that you put up today. They were very
well,
good.
thank you. We did try to come back with stories for today that were timely, and of course we're back on the job today, and the stories to that will be in your newsletter tomorrow, and the audio portion will be up to date as well. So.
Woo-hoo!
So let's talk about what's topical right now.
What's
Obviously,
really hot? Yeah.
what's really, really hot. First of all, the president did go to Tulsa, Oklahoma today, the first sitting president to do this in the 100-year history since the massacre of hundreds of Black folks, the injury and displacement of thousands of others. And as President Biden did go there with African American members of his staff, including the HUD Secretary, Susan Rice, who was
Wow.
also a part of his administration, and Cedric Richmond were there with him. He is encouraging reckoning on race on the massacre anniversary and put more on the vice president's plate to lead on voting rights, as he talked about that. And so,
That's the number one story. That's the number one. That's the number one agenda for me. And we've talked about this before. It's the voting rights bill, and it's not. It's not. You're not going to get the Republicans to work with the Democrats on anything. The only thing that can really change things is allowing people to vote and vote some of these jerks out of office. And
mhm,
with the Republicans set on, making it harder and harder to vote, like the one in Texas, we can't win like that.
yeah.
There's no way to win.
Well,
It's impossible.
it is impossible, but and we'll talk about that because that was the top story there in the newsletter, as far as I was concerned, in terms of what happened in the state of Texas over the weekend, which was big. And obviously, congratulations in an effort by the Democrats in the Texas House to delay with what many feel is inevitable, which is the passing of the most restrictive voting bill. But it still
It's
has
short-lived,
happened.
and the
Yeah.
governor will call a special session, and only small amount of bills will come up, which means it's going to pass anyway. But it makes a statement, and good for them to make the statement that they did make. That's really cool of them and great, and taking a stance, because it's asinine what these Republicans are doing. It really is.
So we'll talk about that. That is just been noted. That is in the newsletter, and so we'll talk about that as we get to that section. Another horrific workplace shooting. This time in LA County, fire station number 81.
Woo!
An off-duty firefighter came in, opened fire, killing a fellow firefighter and injuring another, and then apparently subsequently killing himself. This happened this morning. Los Angeles County Fire Department Station 81 is Santa Clarita, California. As I said, killing one, injuring another, and then he went to his home in nearby Acton, California. I'm not
I
sure.
know where that is. Yes.
Barricaded himself inside the home, set the house on fire before he was believed to have killed himself.
Oh.
They said that it was a 44-year-old fireman who was killed, a 20-year veteran of the department, described as a brave, committed, loyal member of the fire department.
Wow.
And they had a 54-year-old fire captain who was airlifted to a hospital in Valencia with multiple gunshot wounds. And the off-duty firefighter, who was also a firefighter specialist, came to the station there on Sierra Highway before 11 o'clock this morning. Authorities followed him home. He left the firehouse in a white Toyota pickup, they said. The search led to his home in Acton, and he set the home on fire, and they found his body in the pool of the home. And they believe that this was the man who did this.
Which is on the heels of the mass shooting they had, what, almost a week ago?
Yeah.
So,
exactly. And that mass shooting, which was 9 people killed, 10
right.
with the suspect who killed himself, or the shooter who killed himself. And once again, we're talking about, people with Second Amendment rights. A lot of these folks in the state of Texas, as an example, loosening the firearms rules and allowing anyone to carry a gun without a permit over the age
Well,
of
from
21.
what I've been listening to, like talk radio and kind of reading articles, the Second Amendment right was actually put together to give farmers the rights to shoot black people and not
Right.
go to jail. It
Right.
had nothing to do with the right to bear arms. It was the right to shoot us and kill us and not be prosecuted for that crime, which is what this law is about. And we're the only country that has these mass shootings like this. The only there's certain countries, if they find your ass with a bullet, it's over with. A bullet. No, this is no joke, Sybil.
Yeah, I know,
bullet.
but it sounds
Yeah.
compared to what they're able to do in this country and get
Yeah.
away with, it just sounds so different. Yeah. This and not only are they able to shoot us at whim, but we are doing a pretty good job of doing that to each other as
Oh
well.
my God, you're absolutely right, Sybil. We're absolutely right. Everybody's on edge. I don't know if you notice it, but it seems like people are really on edge everywhere.
Yeah.
You could be in an altercation out of just nothing, just for no reason.
Yeah.
Go ahead and let me on the elevator. Just go through,
or I find it on the road. People are
definitely on the
getting back
road.
to
Definitely, right.
back to their old ways of driving, and
Right.
And now road rage is becoming a
Huge,
big thing again. I was walking into a store. What store was I walking into? Every day, a grocery store or Walmart, and finding that I had my mask on, and people, even though they ask you to continue to wear your mask, in some places, people gave me the look, like, "What's wrong with you for wearing a mask?" Like, and then the guy's like, "You don't have to wear that anymore." And I said,
Well,
I prefer to.
I
And
know. Look, I was raised in the South, which means white people stayed over there and black people stayed over here.
mhm.
And we didn't have these problems out of white people that we have now. They feel so embracing and so set on coming to you and giving you their opinion about, especially white women.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, when did they become so bold and brazen? That's just the way it is now, you know.
Just to give people a peek into tomorrow's newsletter, check out Coy Malone's story about a white woman voicing her opinion on a black woman in her neighborhood, and they were neighbors.
Uh
And
huh.
so stay tuned for that. Check that out, Jay.
All right, I
I think
will.
it'll be interesting to you. The last story, or not the last story, but the last shooting I want to talk about. They still have not found the suspects in the Miami-Dade shooting, the
Where the
Miami
three
shooting
people
that took
jumped out of
place.
the car and did
Yeah.
the shooting, right?
Exactly. Three gunmen in masks and hoodies ambushed a crowd leaving a rap release album release party at Northwest Miami-Dade Club Sunday morning. They said unleashing a barrage of gunfire that killed 2, injured 20 others, and police said it was the worst mass shooting in the county in recent memory. 3 of those injured are in critical condition, and it occurred shortly after midnight. Police director said 3 shooters arrived with handguns and semi-automatic rifles, emerged from this white Nissan Pathfinder, fired dozens of bullets indiscriminately into the crowd gathered for the rap concert outside of the El Mula banquet hall near the country club of Miami. They said the shooters sat patiently in the vehicle, waiting for the target or targets to leave the club before exiting the vehicle and taking aim.
And what's so scary about it? The weapons that were used, you can just walk right in, get them, fill out a couple of questions, and walk out with an assault rifle. And especially in South Carolina and maybe Georgia too. And I don't know about Texas, but this is the way it goes. These are the gun laws that we have now. You want it, they'll sell it to you.
Right, right. The investigators had not identified the suspects or motives in the shooting, but as I said just a minute ago, they appeared to patiently wait till those that they had in their eyesight or that they were aiming for
Wow.
apparently exited the club. And Ramirez said during an early morning press conference outside the shopping center the shooting took place, and this was definitely not random.
But you
This
know
was
the weird part about it is, I don't know about you, but anytime you go any place, you feel a little nervous. You know, you really do. I mean, and you used to didn't feel like that. Like I went to the movies this weekend, and you're just kind of checking out people you don't know. You know, it could be a mass killer anywhere. You know, don't ask me what I seen because I don't want to hear your mouth. I
no,
just
no, 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 no. I was
no,
gonna.
I
I
don't want
was
to hear it. I don't.
no, 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 no. That wasn't a commentary on what you were watching. I wanted to talk about that in entertainment
Okay,
because
all
the fact that you have returned to the movie theaters and I have not. And
okay,
I love the movie theater more than
all right, all right, all right, all
but
right,
so I do want to hold on to that.
all right.
Another thing I do love is watching Black women play tennis.
Woo!
And because we don't have a lot of Black guys playing, but we have women who are some real superstars in the tennis world. And I am a big Naomi Osaka fan, and I really support her latest stance
I'm
in
with you
her
too,
fight to
Sybil.
preserve her
I'm
mental
I'm
wellness.
totally with you. The way professional sports are set up is just to almost have, like they were talking on some other stations, to have a got you moment by
Hmm.
people who've never played the game, to ask you dumbass questions when you lose. And
Hmm.
not only that, if you're black, and especially in tennis, you've already been ridiculed on the courts. And then you
Yeah,
lose, they're sitting there asking these dumbass questions. And it's professional sports is the only thing I know about that you get your ass beaten, then you got to answer questions.
about
That is
getting you.
just stupid. And if you don't feel like answering questions, you get fined. I mean,
Hmm.
Marshawn Lynch he quit because of that. He said, I'm not going to answer these dumbass questions. And
Right,
that's what they're doing, especially with black athletes. You're right. And I applaud her for saying, I got to take care of me,
right,
and get out
exactly.
of the sport. Yeah.
So she was originally was fined $15,000 by the French Open people when she did not speak to reporters after, and she won that
She
first
won.
round. She won, and she chose not to. Then the next day, over the weekend, she pulled out of the tournament entirely, saying that she experiences huge waves of anxiety before meeting with the media and revealed that she has suffered long bouts of depression. Well, now the heads of the 4 Grand Slam tournaments reacting today to her withdrawal, and they said in a statement signed by the administrators that they will support her in her decision. They're reacting, and they say that she's saying that it could be the possibility of future disqualification or suspension for her. This was following what they said, but she said she doesn't care. She's doing this for her own
And not
mental
only
health.
that, Sybil, that's what they're saying is total bullshit. She's the biggest draw in tennis, the absolute biggest draw. And for her to pull out, it doesn't hurt her. She'll be okay.
Oh yeah,
It
she's gonna be
hurts
all right.
tennis. It
Yeah,
hurts
yeah.
tennis.
It hurts
It
them,
hurts younger
and
people who
these.
are watching the game because of her. Your
Yeah.
numbers are going to go down. You shouldn't have to answer dumbass questions when you lose or if you don't want to talk. Period. It's
She said that
stupid.
that they offer on behalf of the Grand Slams, we wish to offer Naomi Osaka our support and assistance in any way possible as she takes time away from the court. She is an exceptional athlete, duh, and we look forward to her return as soon as she deems appropriate. This is the statement from those in charge of the French Open, Wimbledon, US Open, and the Australian Open. Mental health is a very challenging issue, which deserves our utmost attention. It is both complex and personal, as it affects one individual does not necessarily affect another. But I think that they're finding, as people are speaking up, that it is affecting
The
a
other
lot of them.
problem is tennis is not encouraging black people to go see tennis. When you hold games in Wimbledon and stuff like that, and you make the ticket price so high that the average person can't go see the game. Not to mention the way white people who go to the game treat black players on the court, how
Yeah.
they boo, how they hiss, how this is just what they do. And so that's a lot of pressure on a young girl. So she's like, you can take this tennis game and shove it up your ass. I'll be okay. Tennis is the one
I'm
that's
not sure
suffering.
that those are Naomi's
I'm thinking that's
exact
the way
words.
she's thinking it. I'm gonna go because nothing really gets a point when you say to somebody, take this and that won't even fit up their ass. But if you say it, it means a lot. And I applaud her for saying this is too much pressure. And it's not on the court stuff, Sybil. It's off the court that she's dealing with. And white athletes don't go through this. They
No.
really do not go through this. They don't.
No, and we have lived long enough and been watching this game, the matches long enough to see how, black people have come through this sport and risen above all of this nonsense. And it's sad that Naomi Osaka right now is at this point where she has to explain this to people, but it is what it is. And so amongst the others, the president of the French Tennis Federation, the All England Club, and all of them said that they will work with players, the tours, and media to improve the player experience at our tournaments, making sure the athletes are all on a fair playing field, regardless of ranking or status. Those are nice words, but the likelihood of that being
That's
true
not going to
are
happen.
highly
And
unlikely.
you're suffering because your number one tennis player is sitting on the sideline. I mean, even when she beat Serena, they booed her.
Yeah.
They booed her, Sybil,
Yeah,
and it had not.
and
Yeah,
Serena had to take
to
this
go
young
and
girl
yeah.
and
Not
and
the officials, not anybody, not any of the judges standing up going, "Hey, you guys need to chill out with that."
right.
Serena said that, and
That's right.
Serena's been booed for beating white girls. I mean,
Yeah.
this is the sport. This is their sport.
Yeah.
You know.
But like in all sports and entertainment as well, they like to lift you up and build
And
you
then
up
they
in
tear
order
you
to tear
down.
you
Right,
down.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of sports, I also want to give a shout out to my friend Brian Custer is just announced on Twitter that he has been hired by ESPN. He's going to be working on Sports Center, and it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I'm so very proud of you. And he's worked a very long time to get to this point. And he's come a long way from working at Channel 11, DFW, Channel 11 CBS station. So
Well,
I congratulate you.
good for him. And ESPN needs to hire more sisters, black women, Asian women, to sit in between two black guys who are talking sports and stop sticking white women up there who have nothing to do with sports. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, I'm telling the
No,
truth.
you're right.
Sybil.
You're absolutely
You see
right.
two guys who played the game for 10 or 15 years, and it's narrated by a white woman.
Yeah.
For what?
She's,
Really? Really? You
she's
can't let any
doing
black
the
women
narration and the interpretation,
Yeah,
right?
she's
And
got
you're not going to believe it till you hear from a white
like
woman.
these two niggas don't know what they talking about.
Right. Let me tell you what's going on. So Jay, now it's time for our trending video brought to you by hotterthanamofo.com.
Hotterthanamofo.com. Go to hotterthanamofo.com for all your hot sauce news and check out my bundles I got going on.
Okay, I'm not sure what your bundles are. No, I know what they are. The bundles of hot sauce.
What's the video, Sybil? Let me see.
Okay, so my friend Mr. Jim sent this to me, and I want you all to take a look at it. You may have already seen it on Instagram. I know.
So, hi everybody. This is my 12-year-old son, stepson, Terrence Hines. Say hi to the camera, Terrence. Say hi to the camera.
Hi.
Tell the camera how old you are.
12.
How old are you?
12.
You're going to have to speak up.
12.
And what were you doing today, Terrence? Tell the camera what you were doing today.
Smoke.
You was what?
Smoking.
You speak louder than the other time.
I was smoking.
And tell the camera what grade you're in right now.
7.
And what grade you're going to. What grade are you going to?
7.
Oh, okay. Why is that? Is it because you're a straight F student and you like to get high? Can't hear you.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, I don't know how to cut hair, but we're going to cut hair today. Terrence has a fresh cut. Got it today. Yes, he did. They're going to come in the house high. I'm so sorry for my camera, you guys, but we're going to get this together. That's what we're going to do. Because, you know. Terrence will not have a hairline. Terrence ain't gonna have no hair. No. Look at that. Can you see it? I can't. Look at it. What we don't do is get high at 12. And what else we don't do is come in my house high. And what else we don't do is get all F's. Can you pass PE next semester? Will you pass PE next semester? Because that's what you're going to go to school looking like if you don't. Fresh haircut, too. Did your daddy have to pay for that haircut? He had to pay for it? Oh, and his daddy had to pay for his haircut. I wonder who's going to be more mad. You or your daddy? Come in my house high. Look at this back. You will be getting your hair cut. Every time you get it cut, it's gonna come from me. I don't ever want your hairline to grow back. You'll never have one. You'll be looking like your grandpa. So this is what happens when you come in my house high. Look at the camera. This is what happens when you come in the house high. You look like this. You're going to go to school like this. And I'm going to redo it Monday, so you'll be fresh, okay? Not only that, Terrence going to get his ass whooped every day before and after school. Not only that, though, you ain't doing shit this whole motherfucking summer.
I love it.
Jay, I can't say that I loved it. I cannot say that I loved it.
You know what? I disagree with her putting it on the internet. Had it just been her and her son disciplining him like that, yeah. But Sybil, you're up against kids getting high, kids getting shot.
Well,
kids. What do you do? Is she a single parent? We don't know. We have no idea. What is a parent supposed to do? In my opinion, you're supposed to parent the best way you know how. And whatever anybody else says, whatever anybody else says, it's just wrong. I mean, it was open season on our ass when we were coming up. Not only did your mom beat you, but whoever saw you doing something, they would beat your ass too.
Yeah.
And the worst thing you would say is, I'm gonna take this beating, Miss Addie, but please don't tell my mama. Please do not tell my mama. I don't know what this lady has done to get her son to do the right thing. He's in the 10th grade. He's coming home high. What would you
No,
suggest?
no, he's in the 7th grade.
Okay, I mean, so my opinion to
Okay.
everybody who has an opinion about this, what would you do? What
So,
would you do?
so that's not our question of the day,
Yeah.
although perhaps it should be.
Yeah.
But we can make that our question of the day. But here's the thing: this is her stepson, so we don't. And there's a lot of variables, as you mentioned, that we don't know. We don't know if she and this boy's father are just together, if they're married, whatever. What is the situation with his mother? This boy's mother and the stepmother, and what, all of this. My point is, this was a horrific thing to publicize. I thought it was funny.
I can agree
I
with
thought
you
the
on that.
haircut was funny, and
Yeah.
you have to go out and explain to your homies what happened, but not for the world to see. And this kid already is blazed. You could see that he was high, he was embarrassed, and then to have this now go viral.
Well, what she doesn't know is, when you hide, you don't really give a fuck what your hair look like. I don't know. So she probably should have waited till he came down off of that high, because whatever he was smoking, he was in the zone, and so the haircut didn't really matter. It's not going to kick in until he comes down off of that high and look at his head and go, "What the hell did I?"
Okay. Folks are responding,
right,
and we'd like to hear what you say. But once again, we'll ask the question of the day. Moving to what J. Anthony Brown asked: what would you do? How do you respond to this? And so let's go. Child abuse.
Somebody said child abuse.
Okay. This is what she's calling it. Yeah, Monique Hamilton on Facebook or on YouTube. Reggie Barnes says that's not abuse. So he disagrees with Monique.
He agrees with me.
And Broman says, yeah, that don't need to be on social media. I think we can agree on that. If he has all F's, it's partly the parents' fault. Dora Levettig says on Facebook.
But look at this, Sybil. Back in the day, we didn't have social media. But when your mom would cut your ass, she'd go tell a neighbor, "Yeah, I just..."
Or the neighbors heard her on your ass. Like, ooh. In our little house, they heard when I got a whipping.
Yeah, everybody knew when you were getting them.
Dr. K. Wood said, I have a friend who was an Atlanta police officer at his son's school, and he did the same thing to him. So embarrassing, but funny. Embarrassing to one party and funny to the other. Yeah. Myra J. Hey, Myra, this was horrible. Everything doesn't belong on the internet. And that I agree with you on that.
Remember the movie about
and Lynn Powell, yes, we do understand. She's the stepmother. And so, and that's why I was saying, you don't know what relationship she has with this boy's father as well as the boy's mother. This young man will still smoke weed, Monique says. And I don't see that turning him away from it, Jay. I don't know.
No, a haircut ain't gonna make it, and it's not gonna make you stop.
I'm not even sure if repeating the 7th grade is gonna, make him change his ways. I bet his little ass won't get high no more.
Well,
no. People disagree, Donna.
Repeating grades is something I can speak on. You're absolutely right.
And so, Jay, what would be embarrassing more, to have this publicized, or repeating the 6th or 7th grade?
I said this once and I'll say it again. Repeating the 6th grade was not that bad. Hell, I knew all the answers by the time.
And your grades improved.
I remember this shit from last year.
This seems familiar. Dr. K. that was her stepson. Because Daddy gonna get to him when he get home too.
But then you look at it like this: is she the stepmother taking up where the mother left off? We don't know.
We don't know, and that's what I was saying. We don't know what the relationships.
We have no idea. Yeah.
Evelyn Gatlin on YouTube says it's not cool. She's making his self-esteem go even lower. Some mothers are just terrible. Some of them are the reason their sons and daughters are messed up. And that's true. There's so many questions
Right.
And I'm wondering if any answers, not that we deserve any answers, because
Right.
the answers have to come within that family, and there have to be answers and solutions to this problem. But just out of curiosity, I'm very curious what the father's response was, what the mother's response was of what the stepmother did, and heck, I'm curious what the grandmama and granddaddy had to say. I mean, granddaddy could be like you, Jay. Oh, I would have, yeah, I would have tore the little boy's ass up, or whatever. But it's Dora Levette.
Well, there were times when I wish
Wait a
there were
minute,
times when I was
Jay.
kind of I
Wait,
wish my mother.
Dora Levette Tig says on Facebook she should sleep with one eye open. He may have also have access to a gun or some other weapon. And that's the sad truth. That's a sad truth.
Right.
And
You're absolutely right.
Jackie Welch on YouTube says she's emasculating that young man, and no telling what the end result of that will be. It could be hurting the stepmother physically, or it could be other women that come into his world after this. This
Well,
could be a dangerous precedent
we
being
didn't make
set.
this big of a deal when Delilah cut Samson's hair, so we didn't say shit about that.
We don't know.
Yeah, we know. We know.
I can say
Yeah.
that you weren't there.
And not only did he get his hair cut, but he gave him strength. So hey, maybe this boy,
we knew the strength wasn't in his hair.
yeah,
So
maybe this boy may go biblical and he'll be stronger. Who knows? I don't know.
right. That's right. I mean, we don't know. We don't know.
We don't know.
But
We're
I just
not
thought
there
it was
every day. But like you said, there's something going on in the home as to why he's failing the seventh grade again.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a number of issues there.
Right. Yeah.
The grades, the smoking, the weed, the stepmother's relationship, all of this, and we don't know how she has worked, or if she has worked to get this kid on the straight and narrow. And she just had it up to here, but there are other ways to deal with that issue. And I'm not a parent. I'm not even a step parent, but I do know that this is not the answer to embarrass this boy.
That's the thing.
Family counseling is needed. H2O ice. Family counseling is needed. Let's call Iyanla, because if Iyanla still had her show, I would
can't
say
believe you cut that boy's hair like that. You cut his hair like that. Go in there and hug that baby. Hug that baby.
One of Jay's favorite things is hug your brother.
Hug that. Go in there and hug that baby.
You are so ill. So here we are on the newsletter that did not have audio for J. Anthony Brown today. And the number one story was the Black Democrats that stalled the voting rights restrictions bill with a dramatic walkout. And this is something that I mean, let me tell you how caught up I was in this. I contacted members of our staff before midnight to say, are you all watching what's going on? I want to get on and talk about it. And I wanted to do something. And they're like, this will be here when we wake up in the morning. But it was so dramatic, and it was so great. I mean, you were feeling, I was feeling as a Texan.
It makes a statement.
Say what now, sweetie?
I said it makes a statement, but it's short-lived. And I just hope people across the country take it serious in terms of what we have to do to win. And that is to register to vote. And I do believe that the Democrats are not talking enough about voter registration. Am I sounds out?
No. I said we need to vote those clowns out.
We need to vote them out of office. And the only way they're going to do it is have this determination that no matter what they do in terms of voting, we're going to get out and vote. We're going to stand in line. We're going to register people to vote. And we're going to vote these clowns out of office, because what they're trying to do, like you said, is just total asinine. And they figure, well, if we can't win, we'll cheat. If we can't win, we'll change the rules. If we can't win, we'll make it harder for everybody else to vote. Yep. And then you have a small amount of people telling a large amount of people what and where they can do it. And that's where the power is. They have the power. We don't have it. We don't
But
have
we
the
do, we still have the power
in
to
voting.
vote.
In voting,
We
we
still
do.
have
We
that
do.
power.
Right.
Because,
You're right.
I mean, however they try to obstruct, however they try to restrict, we still have ways of getting around that. Okay, so if we can't go to vote until after 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday, so be it. If we cannot have 24-hour voting, we'll make sure that people are able to get to the polls in
I like
the
that.
12
Well,
hours that are available to
how
them.
about churches say, don't come to church today. Go out and vote. Don't come to church today. Go out and
Or
vote.
how about this, Jay? How about the ministers make their sermons a little shorter, and then people can be at line?
No, that ain't Sybil. Well, you're asking a lot, Sybil. You asking a lot. You know, like when a minister can make a sermon out of Mary had a little lamb.
And her fleece. I'm
Was
telling you,
white as
right?
Oh my God. Yeah, you're asking a lot. But the determination, I think what Democrats, this is just my opinion, need to be speaking on. Let's register to vote. Let's find out where we got to vote, and let's go vote, no matter hell or high water what they're doing.
Right.
Because they are trying to stop Black and brown people to vote. And I have it's like unbelievable, but it's not unbelievable because you knew they would do something, because they always do something when they get their ass beat.
Right.
They always
even when it doesn't apply to them.
Right.
In their state, there was nothing in Georgia. Nothing. Obviously, 3 times they counted the votes and they did not find fraud. In Texas, there was nothing. In Florida, nothing. And these are the 3 leading Republican states trying to change the rules, or have changed the rules, because of what happened to one man. Not their votes, not their elections, but one man.
Yeah, they're so afraid of Donald Trump, and I just think, and I just pray, and I'm just wishing and hoping that this time next year his ass is locked up. Because if he's still around, if he has any power or any hold on the Republicans, and the truth of the matter is the Republicans really want to get rid of Donald Trump. They really do.
Yeah, they really do. But
do
they're
not
giving
like
it. They sure are playing like.
Yeah.
They're tending.
It's like that Twilight movie, the little boy that could wish everybody to the cornfield. That's Donald Trump. They're just afraid to speak out because not being on the internet, not being on television, he still has power over these people.
But he's going down, and
he's going down.
They don't realize it. They don't. I mean, nobody's reading his little blog the way they. All they had to do was go to Twitter, and his little thumbs were going to town.
That's the best thing that Twitter did, was to take his ass off of social media.
Yeah.
It changed the game immensely. It changed the game. I mean, the lie is still being spread by people like Rand Paul and your boy out of Texas, Ted Cruz, and some other politicians.
And the little Mario, Marco Rubio.
Marco Rubio, right? Yeah.
And the governors. So here's another thing. The governor of Texas is going to call back the House back into a special session. But in the meantime, he's talking about defunding the legislators, taking away their money. They get so little money. They get
about $600.
They get $6,700.
Yes, but the other part of this doesn't hurt them as much as it hurts the people who work there.
Right.
That's where the hurt is, and so he's trying to put pressure on them, and he'll be able to do it. And
they're going to do it.
Yeah, it's short-lived, right? You're right.
But what I want is to be behind the scenes with that, Jay, in order to hear how the Republicans approach the Democrats about this bill. Are they willing to compromise in any way before the Democrats will come back?
No, Sybil.
You say no?
No, Sybil. The Republicans, for me, their mindset is don't agree with nothing.
Well, that is the party of no on the national level.
Don't agree with anything and hoorah everything that works. And it's a simple plan. We don't have to agree with anything. They're going out talking about how they sent out stimulus checks and how they help people
You're right,
get
right.
vaccinated.
And they
So,
voted for none of
and
that.
they voted against everything. So it's
Yeah.
a simple plan. Don't agree with shit, and there's hoorah everything that works. It's
Yeah.
a simple plan, and that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah. Jay, did you ever go to summer camp?
Did I? Summer camp and summer school. What do you need to know?
Well, I knew about summer school for you and Tom, but I never remember you talking about summer camp.
Yeah, we went to summer
Did you
camp.
ever go to? Did you have sleepaway camp?
No, simple. It was the poorest summer camp that you ever want to imagine. It was just like.
So paint that picture for us, because this has to do with kids and mask and summer camps. This is a part of our
That's a lot
coronavirus
of kids don't have. I wish we wore a mask that somebody could not tell that we were there, but but it was the poorest, brokest ass summer camp that I ever.
So how poor and how broke down was it?
Yes, we had Kool-Aid and cookies that my mom we caught the bus to go there. We had to catch the bus to go to the summer camp. There was no sleepover. It was just a bunch uppity dude who felt like black kids need to learn Christian songs to come into the. We sung "Row, Row, Row Your Boat" and I might go roll the border shore. We sung
Hallelujah,
that a lot.
hallelujah.
That was summer camp. But speaking of summer camp, on a positive note, I'm gonna participate, and I've done it before. Is to send kids to a diabetic summer camp
Oh,
for
nice.
kids with diabetes. I did it before. I sent about 50 kids. But yeah, they just came up with a new law that kids who are going to summer camp now or on the outside don't have to wear a mask anymore.
So this is what the CDC, the guidelines have been back and forth, as you all know, about camp, about the CDC and the mask. Earlier this month, they said Americans don't have to be cautious about mask and distancing outdoors. Fully vaccinated people don't need masks in most situations. They said all people at camps should wear masks with only a few exceptions, like when they're eating, drinking, or swimming. I can't imagine them.
No, when you swim, no.
With your mask. But then as folks started getting the shots, and especially the teens, the 12 to 15, 12 to 17-year-olds, so it'll be midsummer before a lot of these kids are fully vaccinated. And they said it's going to be a situation, the new guidance says still social distancing is recommended for the unvaccinated, but not for the vaccinated. So
how are
you going to control this?
No way. There's no way to control it, because if it says don't come in if you've been vaccinated, what are people going to say? I'm good. I've been vaccinated. And they're going to walk right in. So
this and that's why and I'm halfway there with the vaccination. I go this month to get my second shot.
What halfway are you there? How halfway are you? Halfway and making a decision, or halfway?
No. I had my one shot.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm halfway through the vaccination process.
Okay, gotcha.
And it'll be this Friday. It'll be 3 weeks. So I think they told me 28 days to go for the second Moderna. I got the sister shot.
Well, I've had 3 shots. I had the 2 and the 1, so I'm good.
Did you have any problems with your childbearing organs or anything?
With the stuff that as black people that we put in our body, I wrote a comedy skit that's on YouTube. You can check it out on Instagram. If there's a person out here eating chitlins and they haven't been vaccinated, shame on you.
Because you put actual in your body and you won't take a shot.
What's in the hog? Whatever the hog ate is in the hog. That's what.
Okay.
Yeah, people are really kind of torn in between making that decision, but it has to do with, for me, it has to do with all the other stuff that we put in our body that we don't question. Right. And if you look at the news, deaths have gone down, infections have gone down. Who knows? Maybe next week you might grow another foot, but right now, so far so good, Sybil.
Right.
I mean, really.
No, you're right. And the numbers are going down. I think Vermont, we did the story today that Vermont is 70% vaccinated, at least have one shot. 70% of the people, the residents of Vermont, at least have one shot. Other states not doing as well. Still a lot of them in the South Mississippi, for example, I think is the least vaccinated state still. But we do have to talk about this and encourage people still. And especially, I mean, everybody's like, I can't wait to get back to normal. I can't wait to touch people. I can't wait to hug my grandchildren. I can't wait to go to a restaurant and with a large group of people and all of these things. Well, that comes at a price. We still have a price to pay. And I'm willing to pay the price, even though I may not want to go with a large group of people, but I will still, pay the price to be able to do these things and to possibly go back to the movie theater, which I was hoping to talk to Jay about that, but hopefully we'll get back in touch with him. Another one of the stories that we have on our What You Need to Know newsletter today, another Black man died while in custody in a Texas jail. Not new news, not stop the presses kind of news, because the headline says another Black man dies while in custody in a Texas jail. The sad part is that a Black man, period, has been killed in a Texas prison. 23 years old, found unresponsive in his jail cell. And
they beat this man to death. They literally beat him to death. 3 beatings that he took. They went into his cell because he threw the food on them, and they went in there and they
got angry.
They got angry and they beat this kid to death.
But as a result, how bad is it when the sheriff is already fired 11 people? From the sheriff's office have been fired, 6 employees suspended for using excessive force.
If you get fired for killing people, you lose your pay for killing people. Who's going to jail?
Yeah.
Who's getting locked up?
Right.
It's murder.
It's murder.
Complete murder that they're doing to us. And I say us as young black men and young black women who are stopping them on the road. You don't know what's going to happen to you when you go behind those jail cells. You have no idea. And I've said, I would think about how many people are missing that I'm not saying all cops, that cops have probably beat the shit out of and discarded the body to God knows where. We have no idea. And if that report never goes in, that stop never happened, that arrest never happened, they just stopped the Black man, killed him, and dumped his body in the woods.
Yeah, how many bodies would we find in that case? And there he goes again. But I mean, look at Louisiana, where they tried to paint his beating on a car. The young man driving his car into a tree, and when in actuality the video is now
and they held the information for 2 years.
Yeah,
for 2 years, right?
Jay, want to talk a little bit of entertainment. The first thing is. And sad to report that Blair Underwood and his wife Desiree have announced they are divorcing after
I'm not surprised.
28 years of marriage, probably 30 together. Do we have that picture of them? Do you remember this wedding? I do. Ooh, that's kind of blurry. Okay, so do you recognize the woman who's congratulating them in the blurry picture?
No, who is that?
That's Angela Bassett.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's Angela Bassett. And do we have the other picture of them? This is it was fairy tale. The groom and the groomsmen on horses, she in the carriage, and all of that. They're getting a divorce after 27, 28 years of marriage.
No surprise to me. Every show that Blair Underwood's on gets canceled any damn way. So I'm really. So why wouldn't his marriage get canceled?
With the exception of LA Law, you might have
something. He's a very nice guy. I've met him.
He really is. Did you ever hang out with him on the cruise?
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He really is. Yeah.
Don't put his ass on assisted living, please.
You got a nice little thing going right there, huh?
We got a nice little run going. Premieres tonight, 9:30 BET. But man, do not.
That's funny. But
28 years is a long run, Sybil.
That is. I mean, I don't know what the national average is, especially
you mean
for people. No.
Okay.
None of your marriages have lasted a total of 28 years combined, have they? Can you tell us how many for the first one?
Let's see. The first one, this one time when I was married. Well,
Uh-huh.
that one was maybe 3,
Okay.
and then the next one
Oh, I
was
shouldn't do that one.
5,
Okay.
and then 1. Yes. So yeah, that's
So
it.
a total of 9 years, 3
Really?
marriages. Yeah.
That long?
Will you ever do it again?
Hell no.
Okay. All right.
No,
Do
Sybil.
you go into your relationships with that information?
No, I mean, look, Sybil, I've done it
Never
3
say
times.
never.
Three times is enough. I'm not gonna get married anymore. I don't need to
My
get
mom
married.
was married 4, and I was the result of number 4. So, you
Oh,
know,
you get your man? Oh yeah. Had not
yeah,
she married
my
again?
dad was my
Had
mom's
not your
last
mom
marriage.
married again? There'd be no Sybil. Is that what you're saying?
If she
Wow.
stopped at 3 like you,
Well, I applaud her for that. No, I
because what you really like to say is, geez, we could have gotten away with this
we, yes,
without her smart ass.
yes, yes. No, it's enough, Sybil. You know, I'm
Well,
not a good. I don't make a good husband. I probably don't even make a good
oh,
boyfriend. I just, but
wow,
no,
Jay.
I just can't. And it's not for everybody.
Right.
It's just not.
Yeah.
It's just
And
not.
I'm with you. I think I made a pretty decent girlfriend, but I'm never certain that I would have made a good wife.
No. And here's the other thing. You ask any marriage person about marriage, you know what they'll say? It's work. Well, I already got a job. I already have a fucking job. So I don't.
Our executive producer disagrees. She says, no, it's not
Go ahead and
work.
ask me about the movies. I'm ready. I'm ready. Sybil.
Okay, so Friday evening, I believe it was, driving along and got a call from Jay. And he asked me if I had gone back to the movies yet and to the theater. And so I said, no, I have not. And he said, well, I did. And so was this your first return since the pandemic?
No, I went to see Nobody. I went to see the movie Nobody.
Right.
I went to see that.
Right.
And that was a good movie. But I went to see a movie, and I'm encouraging anybody that wants to be in fashion design, don't shut your mouth. Anybody that cares about fashions and want to be a tailor or a designer, you need to go see the movie. Shut your face, Sybil.
Because you went to see what, Jay?
I went to see The Magnificent Men Ride Again. That's it. I'm lying.
What was the other title of the movie?
Cruella de Vil. I went to see that movie, but I didn't know it would be like that because I was going to see somebody's going to try to kill us or something with Angela Jolie. I was going to go see that, but it was sold out. So, but I thoroughly enjoyed it because of my connection as a fashion designer. Yeah. And shut your mouth, Sue.
Well, my only connection to Cruella de Vil was that Jay decided before Jay quit the show, he decided what characters and what we would be in for costume nights on the theme nights on the ship, and so he decided one year that he was going to make me Mrs. Butterworth, and everyone said, "Oh hell no!" Even Tom, who was Jay's A Spoon Coon, said, I don't know, player.
You would do it.
I refuse.
But I think our greatest flop was when we dressed up like Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells.
That wasn't the cruise, but yes, and tell that story. It was for a Sky show with
I
Patti.
decided to dress us up like Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells, which means if you ever seen the group, they had all aluminum outfits. It was aluminum, so we had these aluminum outfits. Damon.
No.
Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans was a guest on the show, and he said we looked like 4 baked potatoes.
And even Patti came out.
Patti LaBelle came out and goes, she's like, why do y'all have that on, sweetheart? They weren't all flops. I mean,
no, they weren't all. There were some great ones, and except for the 4th of July, when you decided on the 4th of July show, Sky show in New Orleans, that we would all wear black suits. in July
And the hottest day in July, right?
in New Orleans.
That was okay. That was not
But he
good.
did
That
make
was
me
not good.
Cruella de Vil for one of the and I got to tell you that costume and the fitting, the coat, the dress, everything to perfection. Thank you, Ian.
Ian,
That was
yeah.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was
Can
a
I do
lot.
a shout out for my good friend Shawnee Mack, who's under the
Yes.
weather, and James
Yes.
Stevenson III, and also Sinbad. Sinbad, you guys get better, get back out there. You know, really, we miss you.
And our friend Sean has really been through it. He's had a number of health challenges and is home recovering now. So
Yeah.
we wanted to. Also, I want to give a shout out to our friend Stephanie Williams because it made me think of her because after Jay's third marriage and she couldn't go. And
She said, tell her what she said. She said, so I invited Stephanie to my third wedding. She said, no, thank you. I'll catch the next one. And I'm like,
God love her. Oh, God,
yeah,
love her.
God
I
love
miss I miss her so much.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's time for Yogi's Jewels, and then we're going to end with this video that made me very happy.
Okay.
As we talked about a number of difficult issues today. Today's Yogi's Jewel, the daily inspiration: don't be delusional that you can treat people badly and still be known as a good person. I feel this particular jewel. Don't be delusional that you can treat people badly and still be known as a good person. So get off my air, Jay Anthony
Get off
Brown.
my ear, Jay. I'm a good person.
Hang on, Jay. I do want you to take a look at this video. It's very short, but it did make me feel happy. And this goes out to all of our medical friends in the medical biz.
Wow.
How great
that
is
so
that?
cool.
How great is that?
To find just a smidgen of happiness in terms of what they're doing day after day after day.
Mm-hmm.
Not only are they dealing with people who have COVID, but some of these people who are sick are very mean and nasty people.
Yeah.
Very mean and nasty people. So shout out to the medical field for doing what it is you guys do. Right.
Absolutely.
I like that video.
And those people that are facing the challenges, just want to wish Mr. White great success tomorrow.
Yes.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much, Jay Anthony Brown.
Sybil.
Thank you. And
I'm going to sing some of my political cartoons that have been put together, drawn by my good friend LaRue. The concept is mine, but the art is his. And the one that's coming up is Trump is introducing Kool-Aid coming to the stage. Somebody you guys all know, put your hands together for Kool-Aid. So I'll send you that cartoon. You can post it.
Okay, we'd love to put it in the newsletter, and we'd love to show it here as well.
You got it. It.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks, Jay.
Bye-bye.
Tomorrow, the return of Myra J. and of course Stephen Hill, our buddy, and he is Stephen Hill from a different location, of course. Have a good one, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Later, Sip.